What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This here is Legitical Response. We cover political news. We keep you up to date and keep you informed with everything that the government does, and everybody knows we got an election coming up, and this is a big one, y'all. Joe Biden has been wrecking the country outright. We've got a big shift towards Donald Trump, you know, the guy that, oh, he's a threat to democracy, y'all. You better watch out. He's an evil orange man that is just totally bad. Threat to democracy, huh? Yeah, about 12% of the population believe that there's some sort of threat to democracy, and I can almost guarantee you that's nothing but extreme left-wingers. Yeah, so we've been keeping up with the polling, and the polling's been going back and forth. You know, a lot of polls that are coming out, you know, they've got Trump up like 12, 15 points on Joe Biden, and I haven't seen any poll that has Biden up that much over Donald Trump. The polling is getting outrageous. You know, a lot of people, they don't trust the polls, but, you know, it gives you a general consensus of what we're looking at. But we are seeing a big shift. Yeah, we're seeing a huge shift, as a matter of fact. A lot of people are getting online, talking about Trump, talking about all this BS that the deep state and the Biden administration is putting Trump through is outright insanity, y'all. Like, we've got all these legal experts. A lot of left-wingers are actually even coming on saying that these gag orders and all this other BS is just helping Trump. He's getting all the press attention he wants by getting coverage on the news constantly. They're doing him a favor. You know, every time there was a new prosecution on Donald Trump, shoots up in the polls every single time, right? Like with the mugshot from Fannie Willis, big Fannie Willis, which, what's going on with that case? Does anybody know? I mean, I've been reading the news and I haven't heard anything about that case lately, but big shifts going on. Really big shifts. And, you know, you've got Joe Biden. He claims to be a Catholic, but I've said it outright before. Anybody that believes in abortion is not a real Catholic. Anybody that believes that, yeah, it's okay to transgender your kid, right, to change their sex, quote unquote, you know, to give them puberty blockers for your kids. Yeah, anybody that believes that, they're not a true Catholic. They can't be. And a new poll that just came out shows that outright. Check this out, y'all. Trump polls ahead of Biden among Catholic voters with shift in Hispanic vote. Huh, how interesting. Supposedly, he's so racist against Mexicans and Hispanic voters. You can't vote for Donald Trump. You know, the Hispanic voter generally goes to the Democrats, right? Because the Democrats give them money and give them all kinds of stuff, right? It's just the general consensus is Hispanic voters vote Democrat. Well, yeah, that's not the case no more, especially among the Catholics. Check this out, y'all. Former President Donald Trump is polling more than 10 points ahead of President Joe Biden among Catholic voters, thanks in part to increasing support from Hispanic Catholic voters, according to a recent Pew survey. Overall, Pew has Trump leading by only 1% among the general voter population. His support among Catholic demographic, though, however, shows noteworthy signs of growth compared with 2020. Yeah, well, they've been doing a lot of comparisons with 2020, and that's why I say there's a big shift going on, y'all. There's a lot of demographics like blacks and Hispanics, all these other people that are majorly shifting towards Donald Trump because, once again, like I said in the last video, when you vote for Democrats, that's generally a vote for insanity. Right? And insane people implement insane policy. So when you implement insane policy, you get corruption, destruction, you get all kind of BS going on. Stuff that once you realize, oh crap, yeah, the Democrats are the cause for all these problems that we're having. Yeah, they finally start to see the bigger picture that, yeah, voting for Democrats is a bad idea these days. So, yeah, let's vote for Donald Trump. Yes, that's a very good idea. He is all about putting America first, getting us out of these foreign wars that we have no business being tied up in, which is another thing that is biting Joe Biden in the ass, right? This whole thing going on with Israel and Palestine. Little did Joe Biden know once this whole thing got popped off that a lot of his Democrat Party were going to revolt. They're now calling him Genocide Joe. And for good reason. This guy is an absolute criminal, but the deep state and his own administration, of course, they refuse to prosecute him, right? Like, they try to say that the whole Robert Hur was a Republican. No. He works with the deep state. Yeah, he might be registered Republican, but any Republican that has clear evidence of violations of classified documents, that has the smoking gun, essentially everything sitting right there in his lap, and he still refuses to prosecute, and then gives a BS reason like, oh, he's just a poor old doddering man that a jury would be sympathetic to, right? Like, that's not up to you. By the way, Mr. Prosecutor, you don't decide what a jury is going to think. You put him in, you bring your case, right? That's what a prosecutor does. They get the evidence, they bring the case, and then they let the jury decide. They don't decide beforehand that, oh, a jury will find him innocent, so let's just not go ahead and even prosecute. You know, why? Like, what Republican would actually think that? According to the latest Pew Research Center poll, which was taken April 8th through the 14th, Trump leads Biden among Catholics 55 to 43%. The 12% lead is a significant increase from 2020 when Catholics voted in favor of Trump by just 1%, 50 to 49%. It's a pretty big swing. Chad Pecknold, a theology professor at the Catholic University of America and an expert on the American Church, told CNA the Hispanic Catholic shift is what stands out in Pew's latest poll. Hispanic Catholics, who make up approximately 40% of the U.S. Church, continue to favor Biden, but at a much smaller margin, 49% to 47%. This is a serious decline in Hispanic Catholic support for Biden. A similar Pew poll taken a month before the 2020 election showed Hispanics favored Biden by an overwhelming margin of 67 to 26%. That is a major swing, y'all. Yeah, because Joe Biden isn't a Catholic. He's not a true Christian. You cannot be in favor of people murdering their babies and still be a Christian. It just goes against everything. It's heresy, if you will. So the fact that Joe Biden claims to be a Catholic and he's still good with this gay marriage and all this other stuff, yeah, no. No, that doesn't work, y'all. That doesn't work with Catholics. You know, constantly putting us into foreign wars, that doesn't work either. This comes as Pew projects Hispanics to make up a record high 14.7% of all eligible U.S. voters this election season. Democrats are experts at harvesting identities for votes, so it's important to pay close attention when they fail, Pecknold said. Yes, they are very good, and that was a little nudge, nudge, wink, wink kind of nod that, yeah, they harvesting votes. And what does that mean? Ballot harvesting, y'all. That means going around, knocking on people's doors, saying, hey, you got your mail-in ballot yet? Hey, why don't you go ahead and vote for our guy?
Is a big problem.
Genocide Joe! Genocide Joe! Genocide Joe! Genocide Joe! Genocide Joe! Genocide Joe! Genocide Joe!
They're not wrong. They're not wrong.
Going to nursing homes and getting them, helping them fill out their ballots. And you don't want to vote for Donald Trump. He's an evil orange man. Yeah, that's how they won 2020, by the way, because just look at all the evidence, right? Like, yeah, sure, there was voter fraud, but was there enough to swing the election? Yeah, I don't know. But you look at the Hunter Biden laptop story that was suppressed. That would have swung a lot of voters. A lot of people would have woke up and said, nah, I'm not voting for this guy, especially if all the information would have came out on that thing, right? Like, all the stuff we know now, all the bribes, you know, the stuff with Ukraine, the stuff with China, it's just absolutely nuts. But these people, they go around and they harvest ballots from people. And that to me is totally wrong, but it's legal in a whole bunch of different states. For God's sakes, you know, Donald Trump got more votes than any sitting president ever in American history. By a lot, too. Like, I think like 5 or 6 million. Right? So he got 5 or 6 million more people to vote for him in 2020. And he still lost. What does that tell you? Yeah, Biden got 81 million votes. Yeah, there was something funny going on with that election, right? Like I said, ballot harvesting, all these mail-in ballots. It just blew my freaking mind once I saw the numbers. I'm like, holy crap, this is nuts. We've never, ever had such a turnout in an election. But, there was no voter fraud. It was the most free and fair election in your entire life. Just remember that. They, Hispanic Catholics, were once reliable votes for Democrats, but they are now splitting down the middle. What this suggests is that despite their best attempts at buying their votes through political favors, Democrats are losing one of the identity groups they've worked hardest to keep. Meanwhile, Trump's lead among white Catholics has also grown, currently at 61% in favor of Trump to 38% for Biden, compared with 57 to 42% in 2020. Nevertheless, both Biden and Trump currently hold high unfavorability ratings among Catholics. According to Pew, only 35% of Catholics hold a favorable view of Biden, while 64% have an unfavorable view. Trump, meanwhile, is also unfavorably by a majority of Catholics, 57%, and favorably by 42%. Yeah, that's a big difference, y'all. Though he is the second Catholic president in U.S. history, Biden has sparked outrage among many Catholics for invoking his Catholic faith to support abortion. Cardinal Wilton Gregory, Archbishop of Washington, D.C., recently criticized Biden on national television, saying he picks and chooses elements of the Catholic faith to follow. Yeah, and this should piss off every single Catholic, right? Should make them not want to vote for him at all, because yes, he's in favor of abortion. Like I said, he's in favor of transing your kid. He's in favor of drag queen story hour. He's in favor of flooding the country with illegals. He's in favor of tanking the economy, taxing the rich through the freaking nose, right? Taxing unrealized gains. That's an insane tax policy, by the way. Unrealized gains. I don't know if you guys know what that means. I'm sure you do, but I'll go ahead and explain it right quick. Like, if you buy stocks and that stock jumps way up, now you got to pay taxes on that, even though you haven't realized that money, right? That's unrealized gains. So you got to pay taxes on something you don't even have. That's nuts. That is outright insanity. It's going to destroy the stock market. It's going to destroy the economy, and it's going to destroy this country. They're doing a very good job of that right now, and I really wish people would wake up and see what's going on with Joe Biden, right? Like, none of these people should be in favor of Joe Biden. The only people that are in favor, I think, are just blind to the facts. Either that, or they're just so brainwashed by the corporate press that they don't care. They don't care if this country burns to the freaking ground. They just don't want to see Donald Trump put back in office, because he's going to clean things up. He's going to put America first. He's going to reignite our economy and try to bring it back. If the deep state allows it, right? Like, we saw that video the other day with the CIA agent bragging about withholding evidence, withholding information from Donald Trump while he was president. That just pissed me off, if you know what I'm saying. But it's like, why? Why withhold this information? He's the commander-in-chief. If anybody needs to know some of this information, it needs to be him. So it begs the question, how many of these other departments were doing this? What other information did they withhold from Donald Trump that could have changed a lot about our economy, about our foreign policy, about all kinds of different things, right? Like, what were they feeding? Were they lying to him? We just don't know. They're not supposed to do that, but it's all because of some personal vendetta against Donald Trump. It's all just outright insanity. They're playing with the economy. They're playing with our lives. All as to get back at Donald Trump. It blows my freaking mind. And, when Donald Trump says he's going to go in and obliterate the deep state, I am happy about that. I don't like the deep state. I don't like the federal bureaucracy. Would I have rathered Vivek Ramaswamy? Because he would have probably done a better job. Yes, I would have rather Vivek Ramaswamy to be president, because he would, absolutely, I believe, in my opinion. I trust that when he says he would obliterate the deep state, I trust he will do it. Now, will Donald Trump obliterate the deep state? Probably not, to be honest. But that's not going to stop him from trying. Do I think he's going to try? Yes, I do. I think he's going to go in there and try to clean Congress up. Hopefully, he can come up with some sort of legislation that we can get the House to pass that'll get rid of the lobbyists. You know, that's just a pipe dream, if you will. But, God, it would clean up Congress a lot, y'all. If we could just get these lobbyists out of the way, then, you know, Congress could vote in the interest of the American people. And, you know, maybe they could get it above 20% approval rating. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Let me know down in the comments section. Pew's data reveals a marked difference in political affiliation between Catholics who attend Mass at least monthly or more and those who do not. Regardless of ethnicity, among all Catholics who attend Mass monthly or more often, 61% identify with the Republican Party or lean Republican. This includes a majority 67% of both white Catholics and Hispanic Catholics, 52%. Biden's most significant polling lead is among atheist voters, a demographic he leads by 76% percentage points, y'all. 87% to 11%. He also holds a very large lead among black Protestants, 77% to 18%, and agnostics, 82% to 17%. Biden leads among religiously unaffiliated voters, 69% to 28%, which is very similar to his support in this demographic in 2020. Wow. Yeah, so there you go. The good old Catholic Joe getting all of the God haters out there, or agnostics, people that, you know, don't really know and don't care. Don't know, don't care. Love saying that, by the way. I don't say don't know, don't care very much, but I do love saying it. But, you know, that's totally irrelevant. But, you know, things are starting to turn around. You know, people are starting to see that the good old Catholic Joe is not a Catholic, y'all. This guy is only interested in himself, and he's only interested in, like I always say, grabbing a grenade, pulling the pin, and throwing it out behind him, destroying the White House on his way out the door. Just look at everything that's been going on. Afghanistan, for God's sakes, was an ultimate failure. I mean, the army, they had everything planned, they had everything set up under Trump, and Biden comes in and says, no, let's throw those plans away and make new plans, just in haste. And look what happened. An absolute debacle, if you will. Worst pullout of ever. You know, we retreated, for God's sakes. I mean, y'all saw the videos of the freaking planes taking off and all the people on the ground running, trying to take me with you because the Taliban is gonna freaking kill us. It's just outright insanity, y'all. And the Democrat Party is shedding voters like a stuck hog. They're just bleeding voters out. And I'm here for it, and I love to see it, by the way. But I want y'all to let me know what y'all think. What's going to happen in November? Do y'all think Trump's going to win, or do y'all think Biden's going to win? I think, you know, with all this new push for Republicans to start ballot harvesting, I think we're going to see an insane amount of votes. You know, if not both candidates getting 80 plus million votes, that would be crazy, y'all. Be absolutely crazy. But y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comment section. That's all I got for this one. I want to thank everybody for watching. Hey, and don't forget to hit that like button on your way out. And try to have a good day and stay legitical. Peace.